In this video, we're going to see how to navigate through the SAP screens. Now, as soon as you log in to an SAP system, you'll get on the left-hand side, the screen will be probably divided into two parts. On the right side, you'll have some kind of a logo, or it could be a blank blue color screen. On the left side, you will have something called as SAP menus. Okay, so most of the transaction codes that you would execute in this box can be accessed through the menus. Okay, for example, if you want to execute SE01, which is for user administration, right? You can use the same, execute the same transaction code going to the SAP menus. Okay, and double click on it, goes to SE01. Okay, now depending on what roles are assigned to you, sometimes what you would see is instead of seeing the SAP menus, you will see the list of transaction codes that are assigned to you through some roles. Okay, we'll see what I mean when we log in using a demo user ID. Okay, so just remember you have SAP menus and the user menu. So if you want to switch from SAP menu to user menu, you have two icons here. This is the user menu icon. Now this is grayed out because my user ID, that is what I logged in with, doesn't have any roles assigned to my ID. That's why you see this user menu option icon grayed out. Okay, if roles are assigned to user IDs, when the user logs in, you will see both these icons enabled, and you can switch from SAP menu, which is now what we see, to user menu. So when you click on the user menu icon, you will see the list of transaction codes that are assigned to the user through the roles that are assigned to his or her ID. Okay, so this is the user menu icon, this is the SAP menu icon. Now, depending on the transaction codes that you execute, the options on the toolbar, the menus change. Okay, the only two menus which remain constant are system and help. What it means is no matter which transaction code you execute, these two menus will always remain constant, but the remaining menus will change. Okay, now this is the place where you execute your transaction codes. What are transaction codes? Like I said yesterday, transaction codes are shortcuts for SAP programs which enable you to perform certain tasks. Okay, so you execute the transaction codes in this box. Now when you click on this icon, that box is closed. Okay, so if some user complains that he or she cannot enter transaction codes, one of the things that you need to verify is whether the user can see this box or not. Okay, follow? Now, when you enter a transaction code, you can hit the enter key, or you can click on this icon, which is equivalent to enter or continue. It's taking time. Why? So you go to the transaction codes, that initial screen of the transaction code that you executed. Now if you look here, the menus have changed, right? But system and help menu are constant. Now, once you start executing the transaction code, right? If you're not in the initial screen of SAP, you will get some of these icons enabled. See, for example, if you go back, see these two are not enabled now. But the moment you execute a transaction code, this becomes enabled. Now these have a meaning. What this means is you can go back one screen. Okay? If a transaction code takes you through multiple screens, clicking this green icon, this icon will bring you one screen back. This will, if you click on this icon arrow pointing to up, it will exit the transaction code. It doesn't go one screen, okay? It will exit the transaction code. This icon is for canceling. If you want to cancel what you're doing, okay, if you made a mistake and you realized it and you don't want to proceed further, you can click on this icon and cancel it. For example, let's say I want to create this ID. I start creating this ID, right? Now I decide I don't want to create this ID anymore, right? So I can click on this and say yes. Whatever actions I've taken, it gets cancelled. Okay? So this is one screen back, this is exiting the transaction code, this is cancelling what you're doing.
So if you want to stop in between, so we can just exit that button, press that exit.
No, this one? Okay, let's try that, see what happens. Go to SE01, create. Now, there's another thing here you need to know. Whenever you go to a transaction code, and in a field, these are fields, okay? And in a field, you see this square with a tick mark. That means that field is a mandatory field, meaning you cannot bypass that screen without making an entry in that field. Okay? Now if I want to cancel this, it lets me do it. But let's say, my mistake. If I want to go from this screen to this screen, it doesn't let me do it because it's at the bottom, it will say fill in all required entry fields. So if I enter something here, now then click on that, I want to go, it will let me go. Okay, but here again, initial password is an important field. Now this rule here is the passwords have to be identical. Okay. Now if I click here, let's see what happens. It didn't say cancel because you did some activity in the transaction code and you're trying to exit the transaction code. It's asking you to whether you want to save what you did or not.
Okay.
It's not canceling. Now if I do the same thing, right? Let's go and do the same thing and hit the cancel icon. Right, and say cancel. It says changes will be lost, cancel processing. Yes.
Okay. So do we have to fill all the...
No, I mean, when you go to the user administration videos, you will know what is important. Okay.
So when we click this exit button, it says
exit
no.
the transaction code.
Exit the transaction.
What you are doing?
Yes, no, and this. If we say yes, and if we want to go back and modify the stuff,
you can, because you have the change option here, right?
Okay.
You
That's
can.
the
You can. Okay. Now, if let's say there is an output, you execute a transaction code and you have a result on the screen. This is a printer icon. So if a printer is configured, then you can print the output to that printer. Okay. This icon is finding. Okay. So if you want to find some text or some entry on the screen, you click on this, you can find it. This is find again. Okay. This is first page, page down, page up. Okay, this is page up, page down, last page. Okay. Now, let's look at the bottom of the screen on the right hand corner, right? You see certain pieces of information here. One of the pieces of information that you see is what system you logged into, right? This is your session number. When you log on, you can multitask and do different transaction codes. So I am in SU01 in one screen. I can go to MM01 for creating material in another screen. I can create a session and go to VA01 and create a sales order. I can multitask basically. So if I want to do multiple things without losing what I was doing earlier, you can create multiple sessions. Okay, to creating a session, this is the icon. There are different ways for creating a session, okay? One is by clicking on this icon. Let's go to the screen. The other one would be go to system and say create session. Okay, and I'll show you the third one. Now, for every log on, you logged in only once now, right? So every log on you can create up to 6 sessions. So I have 3 sessions open now. Now if I click on 4th, it opens 4th session. I click one more 5 and I click on 6. Now if I try to open the 7th session, it will say maximum session reached. For every log on, you can open up to 6 sessions. Why do you want to open 6 sessions? Because you're working through with some transaction code and suddenly you want to go through some other transaction code. Okay, so then you don't want to lose what you are doing. So you can open up another session and execute the transaction code, the second transaction code in that new session.
So,
okay.
So every sessions would be seen here, right?
No, so you can see here.
Okay.
Now, what session are you on? You can see from this number here. This is my 6th session, right? If I go here, this is my first session. I am in first session, I started using SU01. In second session, I am looking at transaction MM01. This is second session. Third session, I'm looking at sales order. So the session numbers will be in this, okay, next to the system ID. The next number that you see here is the client in which you logged on. Okay.
So is there any way we can figure out, if I want session 3 and if I'm in Argentina, if I want,
you can go here.
Okay.
And here you'll have, not here, right click I think, and you'll see.
Okay.
Right click on the SAP and log on pad icon.
Okay.
And you can see what sessions you are on, and basically it doesn't tell you what transaction code you are on right now, but looking at the description you should be able to guess.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you select this, let's say now you have the system ID, session number and the client number, right? Now you have the choice for, this is the system information. If you want to display what user ID has logged on in this session, okay, you can select the user and the user appears here. So you know who logged on, which ID was used to log in, okay? Or if you want to display the transaction code, what transaction code is the screen, okay? You can display that also. But you cannot have all at a time.
Okay. Each transaction you see all those kind of stuff.
No, you cannot have all the pieces of the same all at a time, this one. But yeah, you go to every session and you can have your own set of information. So session 1, I think that my name is there. Session 2, I can go and say I can go to transaction code. Session 3, I can go and check say response time. I can display whatever information I want at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
Okay? So that is what this is. If you want to close this, don't want to display that information, you can click on this icon. Okay? Okay, now let me close all these sessions because we don't need this on these many sessions. So closing the session, you can click on this icon, this cross mark, the session gets closed.
Don't we have to save it first or?
No, if you're doing something, then you have to save it if you want to save it. But I didn't do anything, right? So I want to close it, so I
So
can
the
close
save
it.
button, pops up or something?
No, it's not highlighted because you're in the initial screen. You're not doing anything. See, even if you go here, right, creating sales order, it's not highlighted because I didn't start the process of creating a sales order. Once I start the process and start entering the information, then it will start getting, now for example, let's take this, user administration, right? It's not highlighted. Now I want to modify this. If it is created, it's not created, right? Now let's assume I want to create it. The moment I start doing something, this becomes highlighted.
Okay.
Okay?
And you can cancel it from here. right?
Now I can cancel it if I don't want to save. Okay? Now let me close some of these sessions that I'm not going to use. Okay, to close a session, I can either use this icon, okay, or go to system and say end session, or I can simply say /n/n,
Okay.
that is end session. Or no, /nex. Oops, पूरा उड़ गया. So I've totally logged off. If you do /nex, it totally logs you off, okay? But /n is okay. So you understood these icons? Now I want to execute a transaction code. I want to execute, suppose I'm in SU01 now, right? From here, I want to open up another session to execute some other transaction code, right? What did I do? We saw this session, right? It creates a session. Now, once a session is created, I can go and execute a transaction code, right? But what we can also do is use special parameters for opening and or working within a session. So if you say /o and the transaction code, okay? See, right now you are in session number 2, okay? Now from session number 2, you want to open up another session with a new transaction code. So when you say /o, what /o means is open new session with whatever transaction code you give here. In this case, we are giving open new session with the transaction MM01. So it opens up another session, right? Session 3 and the transaction code. Okay? Now, if you want to execute a transaction code within the same session, not the new session, within the same session, we are in session 3 now, and I want to execute within the same session. I'm within a transaction code right now. I'm in MM01. So while in MM01, if I want to execute in the same session, replace MM01 with some other transaction code, then I should use /n
Okay.
and the transaction, whatever transaction code I want to execute.
So that replaces the
XK0.
MM.
Huh?
That replaces the MM.
That replaces the MM01.
/n is not for
/n is new transaction code in the same session.
So
/o is
Yeah, open the new transaction.
new transaction code in a new open another transaction code with new transaction.
and slash any access to
Slash any access to totally log off. So if you say slash n, I am in session 3, watch here. Say slash n. So it's compiling because this is the first time we are executing XQ01. So it compile all those programs. Now see, I'm still in session 3 but I'm creating a vendor now. So XQ01 is for creating vendors. Okay? Farah? Now again, if you look here, you have the system and help, they're always constant. Okay, some of these pieces of information that you saw here at the bottom of the screen, you can also see from system status. This gives you a lot of information, okay, about the system. Who logged on? Which client you have logged into? What transactions, what screen are you on? For which transaction code you are on? What is the program behind that transaction code? Okay? See, I told you, right? Every transaction code is a shortcut for programs. So for creating a vendor, this is the main program, and this is a shortcut for that program. Okay? Now you can also see the screen number. This is 100, screen number 100 for this program. You can see your license information here, when it's going to expire, and you can see your component, what are the different components that are installed on the system, what versions are, what level, what patch level they are on. So we'll talk about this later, okay? So you can see, and then you can see what is the operating system of your SAP environment, what is the database, what version of database, then this is your system ID, your host name. Okay, so you can see different pieces of information from here. So when did you log on? What time? Okay, your time zone. So you can have different, you can see different pieces of information from system status. And you can see this from wherever you are in the SAP screen. Okay, there are some other options like you can save the output. If your result is there, you can save the output to a local file. Okay, we'll see this later as we proceed and we see other topics. We'll see how to use this. Okay. Okay, now for example in this screen, let's say when I drill down, right, it just says users. If I want to know what is the transaction code associated with this description, right, I don't have the transaction code now, correct? So to display the technical information, you go to extras, settings, and say display technical names. Okay, now you go to any thing, it will display the technical description of a technical transaction code of that description. Okay. Now another thing, sometimes what happens is, this is a tricky thing. As soon as people log in, right, it goes to a particular transaction code. Okay, for example, I'll give you a demo for that. Here it says set start transaction, right? Let's say I say IC01. Okay. Now when I log in, again, let's say I log in now. It takes me directly to SC01. Right? You see that? So sometimes what happens is by mistake, users make entries into those, somebody sets it up and they won't realize, and so once a fine day somebody will complain, hey boss, whenever I log in it goes to a transaction code. I don't get the SAP menu screen, I have to come back. Right? So you have to go and look here. Okay, so set transaction code takes you automatically to the transaction code.
So every
As
time
soon as
you have
you-
to set the transaction code.
No, you don't have to. Ideally, nothing should be here.
If
But-
there is something, directly
But as a
also-
habit, as you want to go to, as soon as you log in, you want to every day you want to go to a particular transaction code for whatever reasons, without coming to this screen first, right? You can then set it up there. So at least it doesn't mean anything. The only thing it does is it doesn't. You need not type the transaction code. It automatically takes you there as soon as you log in. Now, if I want to go to SU01, I have to type in SU01, right? That's the only effort that gets saved. Okay? So this is the tool application toolbar, right? And this is the menu bars. Every transaction code will have a menu. Every transaction code will have some icons on toolbars. Again, like I said, system and help, these two menus are constant. These icons will be there everywhere. This floppy icon is a save icon, okay? It will only get activated when you are doing you are working with the transaction code. Just by executing a transaction code doesn't make it active. You have to start working within the transaction code. Okay? So, like I would say, print is open. If I want to find something, go to SU01. It will search to the menus. And let's see what happens. It has to go through the entire list. The whole. So there will be nodes, folders within folders, folders within folders. So it takes time.
Is it something like a search? Right.
It's a find is a search. Now what is find? So it searches and it finds the transaction codes and displays that node to you. Okay, the first node where it finds that particular entry, what the term that you're searching. Okay, now SU01 is for creating user IDs, right? But if you look, it is under what? Plant maintenance. Okay, so if I do a find again, it will again find, it will find somewhere else. Okay? Now don't ask me why is it in plant maintenance. That's SAP's problem, not mine. Okay? So you can do a search. If I do this, find again. So it will continue searching one more time.
So it would be on plant maintenance again, right?
No, it would be somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
It will start searching the nodes now. It is now here, right? It will start going down now. Then it could probably find it here. It could find it here.
Why is it so? It will not take the same path?
What same path?
Like where it is saved or...
No, that entry is there in multiple places. It's like, you go to a Word document and find a word,
Right.
So it will try to, whenever you say find again, it is going to locate that particular word in the document. It's like that. Consider the screen as a document and that SU01 is a term that you're searching. So this is a find next. So it will find next till it reaches the end. It doesn't find anymore. Okay?
Right.
So remember one thing. So mandatory field, you remember that mandatory field, right?
Right.
That is important.
Yellow.
There's another thing. Let's go to SE01 one more time. There's another thing I want to show you. Wherever you find this icon, this thing next to a field, that means a drop down field, which means you can search. You can search by certain terms and conditions. So for example, I don't know, if I search Subba, right, user ID, it will give me that, find that term for me and show me. Give me the record and double click on it. That gets populated here. Okay, now another thing. Remember that field where we had the checkbox with the tick mark in it?
Right.
That's a mandatory field. So Subba, in this case, is a mandatory field, right? Now this is a pull down field. Right? So you have options here. What these are, you will see in that demo and that video for user administration. Now, one of the differences between this version that you want to work on and the older versions is that this option, user type, used to be somewhere here on the right hand side, and all these options that you're seeing here in that pull down, that used to be given to you, will be as radio buttons in the older versions. They're not pulled down. Okay, follow? So remember this. So wherever you see, for example, defaults, or log on data major, this icon, that means you have values where you can select the values. Okay, same thing, it says for date, I can select the date here, or you can enter it manually also if you want to. Okay, so this is a drop down and this is a pull down. Remember that. Now I want to go back. Let's see what happens if I do this.
The back screen is only just one screen.
This totally goes out of this. Okay. You follow the navigation piece. So these are some of the things you have to get used to navigate within the SAP system. Okay. All right. So we'll stop this now.